I believe we are ready to begin. Shields up, Iron Breakers, and welcome to the E3 wrap-up show. So I wanted to do all of the press conferences live and do all that stuff, but unfortunately, due to personal things that happened to me, I wasn't able to do that. And instead, I decided I was going to do an after E3 kind of thing. So I have a whole bunch of trailers about a whole bunch of games that I am going to be talking about. Ash 8, welcome to Iron Breakers. Thank you for raising your shield. And once I'm done talking about all this, because this is being streamed live on Twitch, I'm going to be asking chat to go ahead and tell me things that they would like me to have a look at. But these are the things that I'm most excited about. And I did a rough order of pretty much how hyped I am about a specific thing, with the exception of Xbox One X, because I'm just going to be talking about that one first, because it was it's new hardware, it's been announced, and I wanted to give everyone kind of my take on that real quick, because you can't talk about E3 this year without mentioning Xbox One X. So I guess let's start with that. Xbox One X, as they said, it's a monster. That's what they kept saying. It's a monster. And it does 4K and 60 FPS. And it's good. It's real good. I guess a lot of people probably...
If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Bazwak, thank you very much for becoming grossly incandescent. Tip of the hat to you, sir. Really, really appreciate the support. It allows me to keep going, doing my shows and all that good stuff. That was a resub for 2 months. Dude, I can't wait for people to see the 3-month icon. But continuing. So this is the Xbox One X. And the first thing... it's as I was saying, I think a lot of people expect me to come in here and just talk trash about the console because they didn't really show any exclusives, which we kind of already knew there weren't going to be that many exclusives, because Microsoft is doing the whole thing where it's exclusive to Xbox and the PC, which is not necessarily... Why is this muted? I didn't mean to mute it. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, mind you. I think it's actually good for PC gamers. It's also good, the whole thing they do of play it anywhere, where you can have the game both on Xbox and on PC. So you can have an Xbox in the living room, you can play your PC on your office, whatever, your den, something like that. And that is good. So most of the things about the Xbox One are positive, with the first exception being instantly the name. So the name is terrible. I don't know who in Microsoft decided that it was a good idea to call it Xbox One X. But yeah, that person should be fired. That's a terrible name. Particularly because, can you imagine, me and Sidestrafe were talking about this, because imagine someone who's a foreigner, and he goes into a store and he wants to buy an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X, and he goes into the stores, I want the Xbox One, and people are going to be like, what? Xbox One X? And they're going, the S? The X? Which console are you talking about right now? You know, there's going to be people that are going to be buying the wrong console for their kids at Christmas. And not to mention, it's just a dumb name. It's just straight up a dumb name. They should just call it Xbox something else. Anything else would have been better than Xbox One X. For start, it doesn't even roll off the tongue at all. So the name, I'm going to have to give them shit for it. The name is terrible. Whoever thought that was a good name, fire that person, hire someone else to do your marketing, because that was terrible, okay? Just straight up terrible. I think Xbox One S is a good name, because it's the smaller version of the Xbox, or the Slim, whatever you want to call it. So that was good, because it's still the Xbox One. This one is a bigger generational leap. As a matter of fact, wasn't even the developer of one of the Microsoft developers was like, this is like a next generation console, but we're going to call it Xbox One X. Doesn't make any sense for me. But either than that, like I said, ultimately, I think the positioning that Microsoft is doing for the Xbox One X is, I still can't say that with a straight face. I can't say Xbox One X with a straight face. It just sounds so bad. But anyway, as I was saying, the positioning that they're doing for the Xbox One X is it's basically an alternative for the PC. So it's like if you want to have 4K gaming and you do not have the patience or the budget to actually have a high tier PC, like a really beefed up gaming rig, then the Xbox One is going to be your choice, pretty much, because a lot of the games that come out on the Xbox One are also coming to PC, which again, it's an alternative to the PC. It's also an alternative to the PlayStation 4, depending on whether or not you care about the PlayStation 4 lineup of exclusives. I think overall, it's actually a really good thing that this console is coming out. And I think PlayStation 4 owners are also going to benefit a lot because there's going to be more developers developing in 4K, and they're going to be using some of those features on the PlayStation 4 as well. So ultimately, this console to me is just good news all around. And the fact that there's nothing in particular that there's nothing that's like this super exclusive only to this console. It just means that most likely I will not buy it because I do have a PC, even though my GPU is a piece of trash. It's 970. But I don't know. I think my PC is enough for now, and most of the stuff that came out from Microsoft, I'm probably going to play it on PC. I mean, I do have an Xbox One, but it's like the old model. I actually don't know what to do with it because I haven't touched it since Gears and Forza Horizon. So to be honest, I don't know what to do with that console. I'm probably going to try to sell it off. It's just not easy selling something like that off in Portugal. JP Third, X-Bone X. There was actually the Assassin's Creed developer during the Microsoft press event actually said X-Bone. Me and Sideswipe were like, what? Did he just say X-Bone? Like, what the hell? Phil Spencer was probably backstage going like, that motherfucker. I can't believe he just said that. Goddamn Ubisoft. How dare you? How dare you do something like this? Neko Ali, the more he says the name, the worse it sounds. Yeah, but again, that's my opinion on the Xbox One X. It's like, I am not negative about it. I think it's probably a great product. I just think that most of the stuff that I could play on there, I'm probably going to end up playing on PC. So to me, it's not a big deal. And most of the multi-platform stuff, I'm probably going to play it on my PS4 Pro. So I'm not too concerned about it. Really, not too concerned. Like, I would like to have one, if I'm to be completely honest, because you guys know me. I like the convenience of consoles. So yeah, I would love to have an Xbox One X, but I'm not going to go out and spend a whole bunch of money getting one, basically. But that's going to be it on the topic of Xbox One X. I don't know if you guys have any strong feelings about it. Me and Sidestrafe, we both felt the same way. It's like it's an option. Like if you don't have a PC, maybe you want to have something that plays a lot of PC games. It's the Xbox One X. And again, a lot of that stuff, like I said, it's also on PS4 Pro. So it's just an option, basically, for people. But it is the most powerful console at the moment. So there's that to it. Those people that are really obsessed about how powerful the console is, that might be a thing. Yeah, Xbox One and Windows 10. You need great exclusives to sell consoles. Xbox just doesn't have enough to warrant the purchase for me. Yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of people are going to feel that way, which ultimately is kind of like a bad thing. Again, it is true that exclusives sell consoles. I'm not the biggest fan of that being a thing, but it is definitely the truth. And the fact that they don't have any exclusives is a problem. I mean, the main reason I wanted to get an Xbox One to begin with was Scalebound, because I wanted to play Scalebound. And, you know, look how that turned out. Either way, that's going to be it for Xbox One X. Let's talk about games. So which game am I most hyped about? I mean, it's not a surprise. You guys can see it in the corner there. Which game am I most hyped about that was announced? Let's watch this trailer together. Let's watch this bad boy. Now, I'm going to crank up the volume for this. Hell, let's watch in 4K. Because why the hell not? I mean, we're actually going to be watching in 1080p, but it's going to look sharp as hell. Look at the Rathalos just carrying that beast out of the battlefield. Come on. That auto-firing bowgun, though. Looks so good. It looks so good. God damn it, I'm so happy about this game. So obviously, this was one of the things that I did not see coming, because a lot of people were talking about this. And I specifically said, I don't believe that's going to be a thing. I believe that what makes more sense for Capcom is to bring Double Cross to the Switch in the West. That is what I thought made more sense because of the current success of the Switch, because of the fact that they will be able to play multiplayer with the 3DS version and all of that stuff. But having said that, just because I didn't expect it, it just makes it that much more impressive when I actually got around to seeing it. You see a little bit of Greatsword. I'm assuming that's a Greatsword gameplay, because you don't see any transformation or anything. So it just looks like straight up Greatsword stuff. And it looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be open world. There's like this press release that I've already went through. It's going to have drop in, drop out, co-op, up to 4 players. And yeah, it's going to be like a modernized version of Monster Hunter. You're going to have a grappling hook, as you saw there. Looks like that little crossbow thing you have on your fist can be used for multiple things. I'm assuming most likely that's also how you're going to be throwing your paintballs. You're going to be able to load that thing up with all kinds of different things, so long as you have the materials for crafting them. And that's going to be an interesting mechanic, particularly the grappling hook stuff. And yeah, just when I saw the Rathalos, I was like, God damn. I can't identify what the other monster is yet. I think that might be a new monster, because I couldn't just, you know, he looks a little bit like he's related to maybe the Devil Joe, like the Devil Joe's pink piggy cousin. I don't know, because he looks more fleshy. Devil Joe is more scaly, but like his proportions and stuff, they have a little bit of Devil Joe in them. You also have the Royal Ludroth looking dude there. So whatever happens with this is definitely something I'm hyped for, and out of everything I've seen any 3 so far, this is the thing that has me the most hyped up. And I think it's pretty obvious why, because I'm a big Monster Hunter fan, and having Monster Hunter return to the PlayStation after all those years of not being on PlayStation, because essentially the last PlayStation Monster Hunter game was Monster Hunter the Third, which never released in the West, and it came out on PlayStation 3. But Monster Hunter started on PlayStation. The original Monster Hunter, I believe, was on PlayStation 2. Even though I never played those games, I know the history because I became very passionate about Monster Hunter games. Something that concerns me a bit here as well is when he started swimming in the water, I'm like, please don't. No more Lagiacrus underwater fights. I hated that. That was real bad. Because the movement is so constricted underwater, I would always just be like, just take us back to the ground phase so that we can fight in the ground, because that's, to me, the way to fight. But, yeah, this, to me, is what I'm most hyped up about. So I don't know if you guys had all heard about it, if you all seen it yesterday in a Microsoft press conference, in a Sony press conference. But, yeah, also, this is not going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive, if you guys are curious. This is going to come out for PlayStation 4, Xbox One X. I mean, Xbox One, period. And PC. But the PC version is going to be delayed, and the PlayStation 4 version is going to have some exclusive content. What that is remains to be seen, but it is going to really suck if PS4 gets an exclusive monster, for instance. It's going to suck for everybody else. Can you imagine that? It's like, this monster, you can only hunt it on PS4. I think that would be really disappointing. So they better be careful what they end up doing with that stuff. Something that I would very much like to see in this, but it's probably not going to happen, would be cross-play, because Monster Hunter being segregated throughout 3 different communities, I think that's going to be a bit of a problem that the Monster Hunter community has never had to deal with. So we'll see how that happens. Like, there's not a single doubt in my mind that this game is going to be a hit in the West, because this is like the westernized version of Monster Hunter. So it's going to sell, I think, no matter what. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. One of the things, it's going to be good not having to deal with the separated areas anymore. That's going to be a big relief, I think. Because I was getting tired of that stuff. Particularly like sometimes when you're fighting near an edge and a monster pushes you away from the edge and just like, fuck you. Fuck these areas. And not that it's an essential thing, but it's, well, that's that. This is the one game that I'm definitely the most hyped for. Anyway, continuing. Next game. This is the game that opened up the Nintendo Switch presentation. They opened with this, and I was super happy about it. Let's watch.
Story goes that when the world was young, everyone in Alrest lived on the World Tree, together with our Divine Father, the Architect. They called that paradise Elysium. You're a blade.
As the driver of the Aegis, can you take me to Elysium?
I'm in. Let's go to Elysium. I'll take you there myself.
Here!
Cover me!
Got it!
We'll show you. We'll show you what me and Pyra are made of. Take this!
Now that you have come this far, there can be no turning back.
You and that sword can't be! I'm guessing your goal is Elysium.
This blade he calls Pyra. Her flames hide something deeper.
What's the matter? Are you the Aegis, or aren't you?
I won't use that power, and I won't let you use it either!
If you know what you desire, you will have to show it. Not with words, but with your own strength.
Everyone, let's go!
I mean, I don't think it should come as any surprise to you guys that I'm super hyped about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Big fan of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, even though I haven't even finished yet. I finished Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I've shown you guys the opening sections of the original Xenoblade Chronicles, which, as I've told you, that cutscene with one of the characters inside the mech, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, for those that haven't seen it yet. But like that one cutscene almost takes me to tears every time. So it's like they are really good at storytelling. They're really good at conveying sense of scale, and that I think is going to, you know, be something that they keep working on in this new Xenoblade. Today we had the reveal that apparently the sword is actually this girl who he calls Pyra, which is interesting because they're basically actually making the Xenoblade itself be a character, which is really, really cool. I mean, the Monado was an amazing blade, but the fact that this blade is an actual character, I don't know. It's kind of blew me away even more. It made me even more excited to check it out. It looks like you're not going to need to know the story of the original Xenoblade. There's probably going to be some callbacks, but from what I can tell here, I haven't seen any references in any of the footage to the original Xenoblade. So if you haven't played the original, I don't think you have to worry too much about it. So yeah, it looks really good, and I'm super hyped for it. I have the Beast Blood. Did you do a stream like this for the Sony conference? No, I'm doing a stream like this for everything. So it's going to have a mix of every game. I think it has at least one game of each conference on this video. So yeah, and stay tuned till the end because I'm going to look over stuff that you guys suggest at the end as well. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that's like a no-brainer for me. Super hyped about it. Can't wait for it to hit the Switch. It is probably one of the games that made me want to Switch most of all. You know, out of the games that were announced, this one has always been the one that I've been most excited about. I mean, there's always been the perspective, you know, there's always been the prospect of a Monster Hunter coming to the Switch as well. And I still haven't lost my hope, but it definitely broke my heart that Nintendo didn't bring Monster Hunter Double Cross to their presentation. I'm just like, what are you doing? Why you do this? Please, please. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles, that comes highly recommended. That is my second game. This is the second game I'm most hyped for, with Monster Hunter directly above that. Monster Hunter for the PlayStation 4. But let's hit our next game. Now, this next one, since the trailer is pretty long, I'm actually not just going to let the trailer roll. I'm going to just start talking over it. What's with this? Don't show me that. So, this is the new BioWare game, and I know that a lot of people are going to be very cynical of BioWare right now because of what happened with Mass Effect Andromeda. But let me put your minds at ease a little bit, at least, because Andromeda was like a secondary BioWare studio that worked on it. I think the only other thing, I think that studio was basically made to create DLC for one of the Mass Effects. I'm not sure if it was like Mass Effect 2 and 3 or just Mass Effect 3, something like that. Whereas this one is BioWare, I think it's Edmonton, which is the main studio, the actual studio that made the original Mass Effects 1, 2, and 3. So this game is called Anthem, for those of you that haven't gotten caught up with it yet. And Anthem, I am definitely hyped for checking it out. Now, the gameplay style that they have here feels kind of like a third-person Destiny game, which, I mean, I like Destiny, even though, sure, Destiny has its shortcomings on certain things, but I think overall Destiny was still a pretty solid game. This is my personal opinion. A lot of people don't agree with that, and that's fine. It's whatever. To each his own. But it looks like this has a very you know, a very similar structure to Destiny, with the difference that you're actually playing in third person, and instead of having, you know, classes and stuff, you essentially have these javelin exosuits that you're going to be picking, and those are going to determine your role on the battlefield. It looks like the game is going to be taking place in an open world, and in the gameplay that we are watching now, we see two of the suits. One of them is a ranger, which is the one that the gameplay follows, and the other suit that is going to be dropping in any second now is the Colossus. Boom. There it is. So the first thing that they do in this gameplay is they actually show you flying through the world, which is pretty cool because you can see that there's this massive open world. Now, whether or not you're going to be able to go to all these places is going to determine, I think, the hype factor for a lot of people, because they just show you a very nice vertical slice of gameplay where you can see a couple of monsters running around and stuff. But the visuals look amazing. The action also looks like a lot of fun. The animations are looking pretty good. The fact that you can basically fly around throughout the world also means that, you know, transportation is not going to be boring. And I don't know, the game just looks like a whole lot of fun, basically. And particularly because it's got co-op, and you guys know me, I'm a sucker for co-op. So I'm definitely going to be playing this once again, PS4, with friends and stuff. And I hope that this is easy to, like, team up with people, like maybe run some kind of an open lobby or something, so that I could have people from my streams join up with me and just have fun in the game. Looks like you're going to be able to go underwater as well, which is pretty cool, because if I remember correctly, water in Destiny basically meant, hey, you're dead. Looks like you're going to get discovery points for exploring, so there's going to be a lot of exploration focus throughout the world, which I'm a sucker for that. I don't know if you guys are aware, but like, for instance, Xenoblade Chronicles X, I've spent hours just exploring without actually killing stuff. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be doing. You're going to have special attacks as well, as you can see the Colossus just like smashing through stuff. You can see like there's 3 skills on the bottom screen. That's for the Ranger set. So you got like these missiles, you got some kind of special left button, right button. It almost looks like, it looks just like Destiny, basically. It's almost like, oh, your left click is your left shoulder bumper is your grenade. Your right shoulder bumper is your melee. Your middle shoulder bumper is going to be like, you know, your super special once it charges up. So this is good stuff. This is just straight up good stuff. I'm gonna keep watching the gameplay of this all the way so that we can watch it. But you guys get the idea. Like, there's gonna be dynamic events. There's gonna be different gear that you can equip and customize these javelin suits with. And I'm assuming you'll be able to like get parts off of these giant beasts that we've just taken down there. Well, not beast, giant machine we've taken down. You can see that there's enemy factions. You got some of them also have exosuits. There's the mortar shot, which is one of the special skills. I'm assuming that mortar shot would be like the left bumper for that guy, because now she's going to use her left bumper to do like a missile barrage. There's the missile barrage going off, which also looks very visually satisfying. Like, look at this. And the sounds also sound amazing, even though I have the sound very, very low because they're doing commentary over this. And looks like there's random loot that you're going to be able to get out of monsters, which personally, I prefer a different approach, but I guess you have to do random loot to keep people kind of like on the treadmill. It's like, oh, I want to get this loot and that loot. There's going to be rarity to the loot as well. There's going to be a whole lot of kind of, I'm assuming, repeating events and repeating instances. Assuming there's going to be instances. But this is, instead of being full-on MMO, it's going to be more like Destiny. Like you can see, it's like a shared world type of deal. You can see a couple of new suits joining in, and now you have a 4-man party, which I'm assuming is going to be the default maximum size. And I'm hoping that stuff scales depending on how many people you have, because that would just make sense. But you know, this is just me going on conjecture at this point. And this is what it looks like instances are going to be. It's going to be like, oh, here's this lightning storm thing happening. Now there's a portal. We all jump into the portal, and off we go.
inside.
So this game looks awesome, and personally I can't wait to check it out. This is all 2018. All the stuff that I'm really excited about is 2018. I think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 might be 2017, but I don't think they announced a date for that, so yeah. Next up, after Anthem, we have something that is coming up really close at the end of the month, which is the DLC for Zelda. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, depending on how long ago you guys have been following me and checking out what I do. But I'm a huge fan of Zelda. It is one of the best games that I've played this year. And having a patch that gives you a new difficulty, which is essentially what this is going to do. This is going to give you a new difficulty and a bunch of new stuff to do. And what I want to do is once that comes out, I want to play through the entirety of that game again in master mode and share that with you guys in the channel here. So hopefully you guys will tune in for that. I really hope you guys will do that because Zelda is an amazing title, no matter how you look at it. And it's one of the best experiences I've had this year by far. And so I'm super happy that's a thing. So I really, really can't wait for this one. And this one's like the closest thing, I think, that's coming out of E3. And it looks so good. I just can't wait for it. I want more Zelda. Just give me a Zelda IV drip in my veins. Heroes Path mode, which apparently, you know, keeps track of where you've been, where you've gone, what you've done. New armor sets. Some of them are silly. The Korok mask apparently is some kind of Korok detector, which is cool if you're trying to hunt for all of the Korok stuff, I guess. Which is not something that I'm personally going to be looking to do. It's like the Koroks is just, I want to find them. The Master Mode looks like a lot of fun. The fact that these dudes can come up out of nowhere and stuff. I hope the Master Mode has more things like this and not necessarily just be more about like, oh, you get hit harder and your enemies have more health and you deal less damage, because that kind of difficulty is not fun. I want to have actual better AI and more, you know, more of that kind of thing than necessarily, you know, oh, this difficulty is harder because you just die faster. You know, your time to death is a whole lot faster, and that's what they do. I hope that's not what they do with this, basically. But yeah, I'm hyped for the Zelda DLC. I can't wait for it, and there's more, apparently, because there's like 2 DLC things. I think Nintendo should be able to send me this so that I can play it for you guys and have fun with you here. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, next up on the list, this is a game that a lot of people might have missed because I think this was announced midway through the PlayStation thing. I don't really remember when it was announced, but I think it was in the PlayStation thing. Let me just make sure that we're watching this at maximum resolution. Yep, we are. Because, yeah, YouTube compression messes with these videos and makes them look like garbage. So this reminds me a bit of Attack on Titan. Because you can chop off limbs of these giant dudes. You have this character. I like the art style. It's a little bit cartoony, but it's going to make it so that this game ages real well. You can see that this character is able to just jump all over the place to navigate through the city. He's got a sword. Now, the first thing that comes to mind is this game going to have co-op? Is that going to be a thing? Because I would very much like to have co-op in a game like this. But even if it doesn't have co-op, I still want to play it because it looks like a lot of fun. So for starters, we instantly have a really gorgeous art style. We have good animation going on here as he's just getting rid of some rank and file enemies. You can see a couple of flyers in here, which the character can actually use to gain air and actually just go up in the air. You can use that rune blade of his to absorb power and become more powerful. Looks like there might be some kind of life regen thing going on with that as well. We'll see. And then you have these big ass, they call them ogres. They look like orcs to me. They're greenskins. And you guys know it, whenever there's a green skin to kill, I'm happy, particularly if he's as big as this guy. So these guys got armor pieces and stuff that you're going to have to break before you actually can like dismember them and stuff. But I don't know. Don't you guys think this looks good? I like this a whole lot. Like right now, he's going to chop off a leg. Check this out. And chop. Once he chops off the leg, he's going to absorb it. Like, the leg disappears because it's absorbed by his blade, and probably because they don't want to have, like, giant fleshy limbs in the scenery, but they're going to say it's because it's absorbing it for the rune blade, and now he gains additional power so that he can keep on killing the big giant. And eventually it finishes when you chop off the head of the giant green skin. There's a whole lot of slow-mo, which again leads me to believe that this is probably going to be single player, because there's just a whole bunch of slow-mo whenever you're chopping stuff down. But hey, the team behind Attack on Titan was able to pull it off. They kind of lowered the slow-mo and stuff for multiplayer, but you could still have those moments. And there's the head chop, and that is when you win. You chop off the head. I'm assuming there's going to be a crafting system around this game. Again, I haven't looked up detailed information on all of the games that I have on this list right now. This is mostly just like a recap, a wrap-up special show, like I say in the title. So I haven't looked detailed information, but I will be making detailed videos on all of these titles once I start actually doing research on them. And yeah, this game is one of the ones that called my attention. Not sure if it caught your attention. I think this is one of the games that some people might have missed, but it looks really good, and I think you guys should check it out and get a basic feel for what this game is like. So you can see there's going to be a lot of dodging, a lot of chopping, a lot of fun times, and there's a lot of grappling and stuff, and you're going to have to break through armor. Although the stuff that they've shown so far seems pretty basic, you know, climbing up monsters, chopping stuff up. I think there's most likely going to be a lot more than that in the final version. And you can see that there's like smaller rank and file monsters around. Some of them you're going to be able, like I said, you're going to be able to like throw your grappling hook or whatever it is that he has, jump up on top of them. But it looks fast and it looks cool. It looks very responsive. I can get behind this art style. Wasn't down with weird naked people in Titan. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Another head chopped off. Okay. Oh, actually, they have some details. Story-driven campaign, side quest, daily challenge. Wait. Show me more. Custom battles in extinction mode. Looks like there's going to be some special modes as well. Okay, that's cool. I like what I've seen of this game so far, and there's also this big cinematic trailer if you want to watch that. But yeah. Next up, there hasn't really been a lot of news on this game. It's just another game that was also present at E3. Like I said, not everything is going to be a major reveal in this E3 wrap-up. It's just me talking about games that I'm excited about. And this is another one of those games that I'm excited about. And you're gonna notice that there's like a theme going on here. You're like, Rurikhan, why are all your games monster hunting games? This is like, I like fighting big monsters. I like hitting big things with weapons and killing them. That's fun to me. But yeah, this is Dauntless. If you guys have never heard of it, this is going to be, right now it's only been announced for the PC. I'm assuming eventually they're going to pick a console to go to as well. Again, this is just conjecture by my part. They're either going to pick the PS4 or the Xbox One, do a deal with Sony or Microsoft and go on one of those consoles. Hey, it would be amazing if they actually did a deal with Nintendo and went to the Switch. Like, that'd be cool. But yeah, this game is looking good. Now, my one concern with Dauntless is the fact that it's free to play. And as we all know, greed is a very powerful motivator and will destroy quite a few games. So I hope that they're not going to have like, oh, here's a booster to increase your chances of getting more loot or something like that, which would force, you know, non-paying players to farm 10 times as harder as players who are paying or something like that. So long as they don't do something like that and they focus on, you know, cosmetics, maybe color swaps, I don't know, maybe even experience boosters, even that, I don't know how they're going to monetize this game, but it is a free to play, and that to me is a big concern. I'm super concerned when it comes to free to play games. So I really, really hope they do it right and they don't mess it up. I've already sent them an email so that I get access. They're going to give me access to the closed beta. I don't think I can stream it. So I will be playing this game eventually once it comes to closed beta. And I will be checking it out and we will be reporting on it as news develop. But for now, that's all you're going to get. It's looking good. The art style is cool. There's a lot of cartoony art styles right now, which a lot of people are not into. A lot of people like the hyper-realistic stuff. But I'm okay with it. I like these art styles like this because these are games that age really well. Like you could play this game in 10 years from now and it will still look pretty decent, you know? Unlike other games which will not age as good as that. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Dauntless. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware that it exists and it was present at E3 as well. I'm not sure if they announced anything specific. I don't think they have. So, but yeah, it's definitely on my list. Next up, this is a big one. This is a big one, and it's looking real good. Looking real good. Let's skip it ahead a little bit because I think the start of it is pretty slow. But that is obviously God of War.
Are you gonna do it?
The new God of War, which is essentially based on Norse mythology instead of being based on Greek mythology. We don't know if they're going to link this up with the previous God of Wars, if it's just going to be its own thing. Who knows? But it is looking really, really good. It is a single-player game. At least I think it's going to be single-player. I don't know if it's going to allow co-op with the kid and stuff. So we'll see how that turns out. But it is looking really good. And I'm hyped for it. And I was surprised. I don't think they announced the date for it because I think it's supposed to come out this year. I'm going to have to, like I said, a lot of these games are going to have their own individual videos, and I have to do a lot of research into it to really figure out all of the little details. But again, the combat is looking good. The animations are looking amazing. It's just good stuff all around. You guys should check it out if you haven't already. Here, oh my god, the shield scene where dudes just like shield slamming people. You guys know me. I'm a sucker for shield slams. Like, you give me someone who can shield slam the crap out of people, and that's going to be the only weapon I will use, just straight up. Going to be Kratos shield slamming. Kratos the shield slammer. With me, it's going to be everything about the shield slam. Shields up, my gods of war. Beatings he takes. God damn.
Wow, that was something, that fight.
I don't know, man. It's just looking real good. You guys should check out the trailer for more.
Close your heart to their suffering.
Look at this. Boom.
The road ahead is long and unforgiving. No place for a boy. You must be a warrior.
But not everyone is bad. Mother always said to be open to those who can help.
Who you were before doesn't matter. This boy is not your past, he is your son. And he needs his father.
I know that a lot of people are going to be skeptical about the story because it's a completely different setting and how does it connect, but me, I just want to see what kind of story they tell because it's just looking amazing.
What is this?
Son, when you grow up, I'm going to need your ashes for stuff. Don't ask. Dad of War. Oh, you guys are awesome. But yeah, this one is obviously one of those that I'm super hyped about, and I can't wait to see more. We're definitely going to be playing that in the channel as well once it comes out. So there we go. Next up, Shadow of the Colossus. So I was a little bit disappointed with the fact it is not being developed by Team Ico. I hope that Blue Point Games gets the feel of it right, because there's a very distinct feel to Shadow of the Colossus. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is a remake because I have seen things I couldn't identify. So this particular scene, I've seen it. This scenario seems familiar, but it's like, I think they're, I don't know. Maybe it is just a big-ass remaster, but I want to say it looks more like a remake. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. The more I see this trailer, though, the more I start recognizing a lot of the monsters. Like, I definitely remember this guy. I think this is the first guy that you fight. I remember this one, which is the one you have to make him hit a rock on the ground. This one, however, I can't remember. This is the bearded guy. Yeah, I think it might actually just be another HD remaster, but it looks so good. I'm going to play through this game again Oh, show. Because I loved Shadow of the Colossus. It is definitely one of the best games ever made. It looks good. Yeah, I agree, Ashen Thornwolf. I think it looks amazing. So yeah, that's another one that's on my list. Then we have Code Vein. I don't think it should be news for everyone that I'm hyped about Code Vein. This is from the team, for those of you that aren't aware. I did a big YouTube video when they first revealed details about this. But this is from the team that did God Eater, which you can see a lot of the influences from God Eater in this game if you pay attention to the artwork on some of the weapons and stuff. And it looks like they're going for something that's more about like vampires, something way darker than God Eater. There's a lot of blood, a lot of gore, and the action seems a lot different. So I'm down for this. I'm super curious about what they're going to do with this game. So this is obviously one of those that is on my list. There's some new footage here. You guys can see a couple of the new bosses. I don't think those bosses were shown before. This was shown at the Microsoft press event, but it is going to be available on every major console. I don't think... Yeah, it's actually been announced for Steam as well, as it looks like. It's probably going to come out later on PC, I think. I don't think it's going to come out day and date. But yeah, Code Vein, definitely something I want to see. Next up, and as I said, this list is in a sort of like order. It's just like an order that I kind of put together. It's like what I think I'm going to be most excited about. So next up, we got Horizon Zero Dawn. And there's DLC coming up, Frozen Wilds DLC. I will definitely be playing this on the channel as well for you guys. I loved what I've played of the original, and it is a really beautiful game, a beautifully crafted game, and I'm very curious of checking it out. However, it seems like this doesn't address the actual ending of Horizon Zero Dawn, at least not in this trailer, which is interesting because they're still leaving some doors open there for what they're gonna do.
Only death.
I'm not here.
It's only in 1080p. Expected this to be in 4K.
Here for the
This armor, by the way, is the overpowered armor that you get at the end of the game. I wonder if this is gonna be, I'm not sure if they announced that this is a standalone or if this isn't DLC where you have to own the original game. Very curious about what they're gonna do with that. Hunting machines in this game is the best thing for me. I loved hunting machines. Yeah, Frozen Wilds, part of the list as well. Super hyped about it. It's 2007. It's coming out this year still. So yeah, this one's actually closer than most of the stuff we've seen so far. Anyway, next up, this is a really long video, so I'm just gonna be skipping ahead. But this is Shadow of War. I am very curious for seeing this stuff. I've played a little bit of Shadow of Mordor. I never got around to finishing it, but that is something that I could be doing on the channel as well pretty soon, so that we can all enjoy Shadow of Mordor ahead of Shadow of War. I believe this was delayed to like October or something, but it looks like a lot of fun. Shadow of Mordor was essentially orc torture simulator, so you know me, torturing greenskins, I'm all about that. Oh, look at this. This guy's going to burn. You're going to fry. Better run. It looks like in Shadow of War, you're going to be able to build armies. So that is also going to be interesting. They're building this whole world around Mordor, which looks really, really good. So I want to see more and more of this. Wow, the animation of this little dog thing looked really awkward. But yeah, there's going to be stuff that you're going to be wanting to take over, forts and stuff. I mean, the gameplay doesn't seem like it's particularly innovative, with the exception of the Nemesis system and all that stuff. But I'm still a sucker for a good third-person hack-and-slash open world type of deal. So I'm definitely going to be playing this, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's another one that's on the list to look at. If you guys haven't taken a look at Shadow of War yet, my fellow Ironbreakers, I would advise you to do so. Not the biggest fan of the name, though, because it's very confusing with Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. When the game was first announced, I thought they were talking about the old game, which really confused me. But anyway, next up, got Spidey. Spidey's looking good. I like what I see. I thought it was kind of weird that like his eyes close as he closes his eyes. I'm assuming like, you know, notice how the blackness is kind of like different, but it gives him a little bit more potential for facial expression, I guess, since he's going to be wearing his mask a lot of the time, I guess. So they wanted to be able to do that. So I'm pretty okay with it. The suit's looking pretty good. I'm not sure if that's just straight up an original suit for this game, because again, I don't follow the comics or anything. But I like me some Spidey. Spidey's cool. And I like what they're doing with this, like the way that he fights, the way this stuff happens. I did thought there were way too many quick time events like in this sequence here. Like here's another quick time event. And then after you move a little bit further, there's another quick time event. Like this sequence I felt was really overkill on the quick time events. Other than that, I think the game looks amazing. Web slinging looks good if you want to see some fighting sequences. I think we have some here as well. Like this is a fighting sequence. Yeah, there we go. I like how he propels himself. There's like this Spidey sense thing where everything goes slow-mo. That's also really good because it allows you to keep in control. I wonder if they're going to be able to prevent people from actually killing criminals though, because Spidey doesn't kill people.
Wait, the demons. Who's their leader?
But yeah, this game is looking really, really good. So this is going to be a PS4 exclusive, so I think I'm going to have like early access to this. So this is definitely something we'll be checking out as well. Whether or not I'll do a full playthrough for it is going to depend on your levels of interest, because I don't usually do a lot of superhero stuff, so I'm not sure if you guys are going to enjoy it or not. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We shall see how it goes. Now then, moving on to the next one. So this is more of a personal thing for me. I've never done a whole lot of coverage on these games. The one that I've played all the way was Beyond Two Souls. These are those games that are more about, you know, the choices that you've made and all that kind of stuff. And this one is looking really, really interesting, extremely interactive. And it's Detroit, I don't remember the subtitle of it. It's Detroit Become Human, and it's about AIs and them wanting to have the same rights as humans. And it's an interesting concept from a story perspective, and at the same time just the different variations of the story that you can get by the different choices that you make throughout the game makes it all that much more interesting, you know? So this is definitely something that I want to be checking out.
Then I chose to open my eyes, to take back my freedom and decide who I wanted to be. Now I have come to tell you that you can be your own masters.
I was pretty impressed with the first footage that I saw of this game, which had the cop reacting to the different events that you could have. And how you reacted determined whether or not a certain character would survive or a certain character would die. So this has a branching story path that I think is going to be very interesting. Each person creates their own story. Like like I said, like in Beyond Two Souls, that game didn't really have a lose state. It would have like a better ending or a slightly worse ending or a really bad ending, depending on how you performed throughout and the choices that you would make. And the interactions that you would have with the characters along the way would also be determined by the choices you made. And I thought that was a really cool concept, and I really, really enjoyed Beyond Two Souls. So this is something I'm into. I'm not exactly sure if we'll be doing like a full playthrough of this, because historically I don't think you guys enjoy me playing these games. So I don't know. It also reminds me a bit of Until Dawn. Until Dawn also does a lot of that stuff, and I really enjoyed Until Dawn. So this is really good. So this is something that I'm definitely going to be checking out as well. That's why it's on the list. And if you haven't checked it out yet, you should. Next up on the list, I think this game is this long on the list because, I mean, we've been going on for a while now. I don't even know. Let me take a quick look like at what place we're at right now. So we're at place 15 on our 23 games list. Well, technically place 14 because like the first place I put the Xbox video on there. But anyway, I think it's this low because we've seen most of the stuff already because they had the Destiny reveal event, so it didn't have as much impact watching it again. As a matter of fact, I was somewhat disappointed that this game's going to be running 30 FPS even on the Xbox One X, which is like, I mean, sure, Destiny looks good, but I don't think Destiny looks impressive enough to be locked at 30 FPS. I think Bungie might be getting a little bit lazy there. Or maybe they just want to make the game, you know, make the game the same across Xbox One, PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One X. So the frame rate thing there was very, very disappointing. But other than that, like, I want to play this game. I want to play this game a lot. So don't confuse the fact that it's like only number 15 being mentioned now with how hyped I am about it. I like the fact that they're starting fresh, but I also think that starting fresh allowed them the freedom to really bring new things to the game, and I feel like they didn't take advantage of that freedom. Then again, I haven't gotten to play it yet. I don't know how different it feels, but most of the people who have played it, they say it's like it feels very similar to Destiny 1, you know? And I was hoping they would go for something a bit more different, I guess. But I definitely want to get in on this. And we'll see if I can get early access as well so that I can start streaming it as soon as I possibly can. But it's looking good, and I want to see some more Cade 6. You know, I'm all about Cade 6. Nathan Fillion did a fantastic job in The Taken King, bringing that Cade 6 character to life, to the point where when I was working with TGN and we were having this discussion about who we thought was like the best character of, was it 2015, 2014, I forget. And I was arguing for Cade 6 because I thought his role in Destiny: The Taken King was really one of the best characters. Obviously, Gurman took it because Gurman is Gurman, and Gurman is definitely the best character of whatever year Bloodborne came out in, because he's an amazing fucking character. But like, this is looking good. This is looking really good. It's looking a lot more cinematic, in a good way. So hopefully it's going to have more story and less... they specifically said they're not going to have any of that, the cards things. What were they called? I forgot what were they called. But the card things that you unlock as you play through the game, the Grimoire, that's not going to be a thing anymore. The story is going to be told in-game, where it matters, and it's good. Like, that's the way it should have been done from the start. It's going to be like a Rise Back to Power type of story. Which is going to be cool because they're going to take the city from us, they're going to take the Traveler from us, and even if you've never played Destiny before, I would encourage you to check it out and then make a decision on whether or not you're going to be playing it. Because like, a lot of people talk shit about Destiny, the original Destiny, because they thought the story was not great, because they thought it didn't have enough features and all that stuff. And Destiny 2 seems like it's fixing a lot of those things. And when it came to actual gameplay and gunplay, the aiming of guns and how the guns worked and how they shot and how they felt, Destiny is still one of the best shooters that I've ever played. So I want to see what Destiny 2 is going to be like, and I'm definitely going to be checking it out. And I'm definitely going to be streaming it for you guys on Twitch. So there you go. Now, moving on, we're going to go to a franchise that I've never played before, but the intro that they've done really, really got me curious about it. This is Beyond Good and Evil 2. And for those of you who might have missed the Ubisoft presser, they've made quite a showing. And it looks like they want a lot of player feedback right now. It looks like this is going to have a lot of multiplayer features as well. So we will see how this works out, because there's no gameplay for this yet, which is why this is so low on the list. But the cinematic trailer shows a lot of attitude and a lot of not giving a damn, basically. It's like, so we got a talking gorilla and a talking pig. Deal with it, you know? It looks like these guys are doing something creative that they care about, which is good. They're not trying to... They don't seem to be trying to cater to like a specific audience. It's just like, hey, we're doing our own thing. And that is something I can respect. I could be completely wrong because, like I said, there's currently no gameplay that I've seen so far, and it's just the cinematic trailer. But the cinematic trailer, like I said, shows a lot of attitude, a lot of cool stuff, and a potentially really powerful setup for a good story. So we'll see. It also looks like it's going to be a lot about exploration from what they were talking about in the Ubisoft presser. So I'm hyped and I want to see more, basically. And that's why this is on the list. If you haven't checked it out, you guys should check it out. Do your own research. Figure it out for yourselves. It's going to be something that you're going to be interested in or not. It's not a card game, dude. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's Beyond Good and Evil 2. Okay, so this game, I can't really say that I'm super hyped about it, but it sounds like fun. It's just basically one of those games that I want to play to have some fun. To set off some traps, like let's put a little bit further ahead to where there's action. This is Days Gone. It's going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive as well. Here you're going to see this dude set up a bear trap, then he's going to get it triggered by throwing a rock to it, and someone's going to go there and get trapped into it. So it's one of those games that's going to have an open world that you're going to be able to mess around in. So that's mostly why I'm curious about it. I can't say that I'm super excited, super hyped about it or anything, but it's one of those that I think you should keep an eye on. If you enjoy zombie games at all, which usually I don't tend to go for zombie games. I think the last zombie game I played would probably have been The Last of Us, which isn't even technically zombie because they're clickers and whatever you want to call them, but they're zombies, okay? They just happen to be, there's just happened to be this scientific research behind it with the cordyceps fungus and all this other stuff. But that was the last zombie-ish game that I've played, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed The Last of Us quite a bit, so Days Gone could be an interesting thing to check out, and we'll see. We'll see how that works out. It looks cool. But again, I'm not like super mega hyped. But again, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. You know, fucking around with the world like, I'm going to put friggin' explosives here and I'm going to blow this up and it's going to call zombies on top of all these people. That's what I want to do more than anything. I want to experiment and create like unique moments in this game. You know, kind of like the kind of stuff people do with GTA and stuff. Like, let's find all the weird things that we'd be able to do with this. And the way the zombies move in this game is really cool. It's almost like an ocean of zombies. They're just like trampling each other and stuff. It's really well made, I think. So that's another thing that it's one of those games where it's just like hordes of zombies instead of like one or two dangerous zombies. So that's something that I'm curious and I want to check out. So we'll see how that plays out. Next up, obviously I'm excited about this, but I can't say that I'm too excited because I think the reveal was pretty weak sauce. It's like, oh, there's a 4 in space. And then there's a logo of Metroid Prime. And that's it. That's all we're going to say. And it's like, I really enjoyed Metroid Prime. I never got around to finishing the third one because I did the thing where I bought the trilogy for the Wii and I started playing the first one. So I played through the first one, second one, and by the time I got to the third one, I was like, I need a break. And I never finished it. But I really enjoyed my time with Metroid Prime, so I think this is going to be an amazing title, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot to say about it, you know, because this is all Nintendo said. I mean, look at how cocky Nintendo is to just be like, now in development for Nintendo Switch, Metroid Prime. There you go. This is our announcement. There's no gameplay, no cinematic teaser, no nothing. It's a logo. So that's why it's so low on the list. I can't be too hyped for something that I can't even see what the hell it is, you know? So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Next up, this is a game, the only reason it makes this list is because there's dwarves in it. I gotta be honest. This game's got dwarves. That's it. That's what... It's got dwarves. I'm assuming it's got procedural generation, and it looks like a lot of fun. I'm assuming this is going to be like co-op multiplayer with 4 dwarves. It just looks like fun. You know, just going around exploring this procedurally. I'm assuming it's procedural generation. If it's not, I'm going to be like, why does it look like this then? It's kind of weird. But the dwarves look cool. And obviously they're mining, they're digging too deep, they're finding aliens, they got guns. Looks like fun. So yeah, you put dwarves in a video game, you give them guns, and there you go. Digital Nova 4, I would be questioning if Ruri didn't add this. It's called Deep Rock Galactic. I think it's only Xbox and Windows 10. Yeah, so this is not going to come out for PS4, which kind of sucks, but I'll be playing it on the PC anyways. At least I hope I'll be playing it. I'll see. But I definitely want to check it out. I'm going to try and get in touch with the developers of this when we're closer to release, and we'll see if they want to get me a copy. We'll see if that works out. But yeah, I definitely want to check it out and see what this is all about. Looks cool. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. Okay, next up, Battlefront. And I got to be honest, Battlefront mostly because it's a Star Wars game. Because the first Battlefront disappointed me in a lot of things. Namely, the fact that you would have like 50 game modes and then 4 maps, which I thought was kind of unreasonable, and I hope they don't do the same mistake this time. Like, the gameplay was solid. I thought the gameplay was really good, but ultimately you would have to play for a long time to like unlock all the cool stuff. Like, really long time. I'm not exactly sure that Battlefront needed such an in-depth progression system like it had, but it is definitely a fun game, and I want to see what they do with this one. It's going to be across all eras of Star Wars, so Clone Wars, the original trilogy, the prequels. I'm assuming some of the stuff from the post, you know, some of the stuff that Disney is doing right now. So we'll see. One of the things that kind of turned me off when I saw this announcement was, because they announced it with gameplay, was when I saw like this Clone Wars battle situation where they were going and fighting on Naboo. And suddenly it's like, oh, and here's Han Solo, and here's Boba Fett, and here's Rey. And I was like, what is going on right now? I didn't think that made a lot of sense. Like, I really wanted them to, you know, be a little bit more faithful. It kind of breaks the immersion. I'd like them to have, like, specific heroes for each of the eras. Like, maybe have Obi-Wan show up for the Battle for Naboo. Have Darth Maul show up. Sure, that's cool. But like having Rey show up in a Battle for Naboo, you know, having Han Solo show up in a Battle for Naboo, it didn't make a whole lot of sense for me. And obviously this time around, we're also going to have a single player campaign, so I'm super hyped about that. I definitely want to check out the single player, because last time we didn't get a single player campaign, so we'll see. And the other good thing is that there's not going to be a season pass. All of the maps are going to be free. I'm assuming they're going to be doing DLC some other way. They're probably going to do cosmetic DLC or something like that. Or maybe even sell some specific weapons that might be somewhat different. But not doing separate maps is the way to go, because pretty much as they piled on more and more DLC maps on the original Battlefront, it basically died because it segregated the community. That's what it does in shooters. I'm surprised that people haven't learned yet that map DLC is a really bad idea. Even in Call of Duty, eventually people are going to get sick of it and they're not going to buy specific map DLCs. It's going to mess with your community. So I'm happy they're not doing that this time, and I'm happy we're getting a single player campaign, because I love Star Wars lore. I love consuming it. Star Wars is one of my favorite franchises. It's how I learned English, basically. And just seeing, every time I see the Millennium Falcon, it's like half chub, straight up. Actually, not even half, just full-on chub, because I love the Millennium Falcon. It's my favorite ship in the entire Star Wars ethos. So, there you go. But yeah, definitely going to be checking that out. Still not sure which platform I'll be checking it out on. I'd like to check it out on PS4, but I can't always get EA Games to send me PS4 codes. So I hope I can get it this time. We'll see. Anyway, let's look next. So this game, it's weird because I like what I see from the gameplay. I don't like what I see from the toys aspect of it. I'm not sure if you guys checked this out yet or not. This is Starlink, I forget the rest of the name. Starlink Battle for Atlas. And you're going to be flying starships, and you're going to be fighting against enemies. Seems like there might be some co-op. It looks like really fun. Like, explore the space, fight these different enemies, do all of these things with these spaceships. And then the part that doesn't look like fun is you actually having to have a toy of your spaceship and having to swap out parts. Like, in a way, that's fun. I get it. But in another way, what if I don't want to fool around with the toys aspect of this game? You know, like, here you go. There's your dude, there's your ship, there's your wings, there's your missiles. And I was like, when I saw this, I was like, oh man, the game looks so good. How much of this, you know, my hype level for this game is going to be pretty much determined by how much of this game is it about me actually buying physical things, and how much of it is it about me being able to unlock all of these things digitally for the game. That's going to be pretty much determine how hyped I am for it. Like, I get it. Like, maybe if I was younger, I'd be into this stuff. Like, I like the idea of the little ship and stuff, but to be honest, I don't have room for all those ships and accessories and all those things. I don't have room for that in my studio. So I don't want to have all that mess up in here. Yeah, they did say that you can get the stuff in-game without the toys, but it's probably do these missions or buy the toy. Yeah, I'm assuming. But so long as I can get the stuff in-game without having to buy the toys, I'll be happy. Like, maybe eventually I'll even want to buy one of these cool-looking spaceships, depending on whether or not I like it. But I want that to be a decision of like, hey, I like this thing, so I want to buy this ship. I don't want it to be a decision of like, oh, I need some fire damage, so I'm going to go buy these fire cannons on the store. Like, I don't want that to be a thing. I think that would just destroy this game for me. But other than that, I'm curious about it, because I like space fighting games and stuff, so I like what I see on here. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. But this one requires way further research to see if it's going to be worth it. Next on the list is A Way Out. So I'm curious about this game because, wow, Electronic Arts so obnoxious, constantly putting their own stuff on top there. Because this game is a co-op exclusive experience. It's gonna be played co-op from beginning to end. You cannot play this game by yourself, and that is something that I enjoyed when I saw the presentation. You can play it either split screen or you can play it online with a friend. But I really like the idea of the game. So we'll see. I'm also a big fan of the TV show Prison Break. I haven't watched the new one. I'm talking about the old one. I haven't watched the reboot or whatever they're doing with it now. But I really love Prison Break. So, you know, it's that with co-op, kind of feels like. So we'll see. And it looks like there's different ways in which you can tackle each of the situations that the game presents you. So I'm very curious to see that. But, you know, this one is like very low on my getting hyped list. But I'm still very curious about it, basically. So we'll see how this works out. They said even online you'll have a split screen. You might, because I think you're going to have to... I think it's like part of the story is going to be told through the perspective of one of them, whereas another part of the story is going to be told through the perspective of another one of them. And it looks like it's going to be in an open world as well, so I don't know. It feels kind of weird. So there's going to be the part where you escape the prison, then there's going to be the part of escaping the police, I'm assuming. Very much like Prison Break. So it's interesting. And it's also from the guys who made Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, which I believe that game received a lot of critical appeal. I never got around to playing that, so we'll see how that works out. But it definitely got me curious about it, so we'll see. Okay, next up we have The Last Night. Now this is a weird game, because the main reason I'm curious about it is because it's got this Blade Runner look to it. And it got me kind of curious to seeing. It reminded me a lot of Flashback as well. Not sure if you guys remember Flashback from back in the day. Not the new one that was like rebooted or something. I'm talking about the classical Flashback. So, I don't know. The art style of the game, together with the environment that the game is set in, got me extremely curious for seeing what this game is about. So whether or not I'll be checking this one out is going to depend if I can get myself a key, but it looks very, very interesting. I don't know if you guys checked it out, which again is one of the reasons why I'm doing this particular show, this wrap-up thing, is because I want to make sure you guys see all the things that I enjoyed watching at each of the presentations, so that you guys can check it out for yourselves and maybe you'll be interested too. But I definitely feel like this game has a Blade Runner vibe to it. That's pretty much why I got interested in it. Yeah, it's 3D pixel art. It's weird, isn't it? I liked what I saw. So if you guys haven't checked this one out, this was at the Microsoft presser where they revealed it. I would advise you to at least, you know, get a feel for the game, watch the trailer. And particularly if you're fans of Blade Runner, this is probably going to be right up your alley in terms of art style and design. And I know it looks really well made. I like it. It's interesting how a game can capture you just by having this unique style and look and feel to it. Even though I have no idea what the gameplay of this is about, it instantly got me like hooked on it. Like, I want to see more. I want to know more about it. So we'll see how this works out. And finally, at the end of the list, we have that game that you guys were asking me about earlier, which is Anthem. Not Anthem. Ashen, which was revealed at the Xbox One X presser. And the reason it's so low on the list is because, I don't know, there's something about the art style specifically on this one. Even though I dig the cartoony art styles and all that stuff, on this one, they have like the chicken legs, and I've never been a huge fan of the chicken legs thing. You know, this chicken legs art style, I'm just like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. This is supposedly an RPG. It is going to be single player. They said something in their website about passive multiplayer. So it's going to very much depend on how the action feels, if it's going to be something that I'm going to be interested in or not. They show way too much slow-mo stuff and not enough gameplay I felt in this trailer, which is why I didn't get as hyped as probably some of you expected for this. So they say you're going to have like a camp or something, and there's going to be these characters that you're going to be able to bring into your camp, and you're going to be able to keep them around, and you're going to have to pick and choose which characters you want to keep with you, which characters you're going to allow to be in your camp, and that's going to kind of like influence the way the story goes. So there's like this whole... They specifically say it's an RPG about forging relationships, if I'm not mistaken. So there's going to be a lot of like decisions I think you're going to have to make based around whether or not you like specific characters. And it looks interesting. It definitely looks interesting. But at the same time, the art style, like I said, the chicken legs art style turned me off. The enemies' design look amazing. Yeah, Slaughter Taco. The enemies' design look amazing. You're having a hard time reading their faces. That's because they don't have faces. I don't have a big problem with the faces though. It's just the chicken legs, man. Chicken legs get to me. Like that. I can't. When I see art like that, for some reason, if there's one thing that bothers me in art styles, is the chicken legs. When characters have chicken legs, I'm just like, I can't. I just can't.
After lifetimes, the light grows again.
So we will see. We will see if this is going to be a thing or not. But yeah, this is my personal E3 wrap-up. Now, I'm going to swing it over to you guys in chat, and I want you guys to tell me, what did you guys really enjoy at E3 that I haven't talked about yet? And I'm going to look those specific trailers, play them, and tell you guys my opinion if I have seen it or not. And I already see a request for the Sea of Thieves. So let me grab the Sea of Thieves. This is going to be a little bit ghetto, this last part of the show, because I'm not prepared, obviously, because it's very interactive. So here we go. We got Sea of Thieves 4K gameplay walkthrough, so we can look at that. Sea of Thieves, I don't know how I feel about it, because assuming that every person on the ship needs to be a player, actually getting players to cooperate like this is not going to be easy, you know? And I don't have like 6-5 friends that are going to get together every day to do, you know, this kind of stuff. So that's why I'm very hesitant about it. Like, it definitely looks like fun. It looks like a lot of fun. The exploration, finding treasures, the traps, the naval battles. It looks like a lot of fun. But at the same time, like I said, you're going to need a lot of friends, because I don't think this is going to be fun if you're playing with random people. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. That's the thing that does it. That's the thing that kind of like put this thing way lower on my list and way lower on how hyped I was for it. And particularly because this is going to be also Xbox One and PC only. Maybe if the... And I know it's kind of selfish for me to say, maybe if this was on the PS4. Because like most of the multiplayer stuff that I do with friends is on PS4. Because it's inconvenience for us to like take our PCs over to each other's places and stuff for a LAN party. Consoles are way more convenient. And so, yeah, I just don't have... Maybe it could be interesting if like... If I was able to get you guys from the stream involved and we can all just like hang out and play in Sea of Thieves, that could be something that'd be cool. And I'd be down for that. But that I guess is why I wasn't too excited. Like, I like all of the features in the game. I think it's a lot of fun. Pirates, you got a ship, you go around plundering treasure, doing piratey stuff. That sounds like fun. Like super fun. My main concern is, like I said, you're going to need a well-coordinated group of friends to play it. So, there you go. Lasting Hero I talked about, Metroid Prime 4. I also talked about Shadow of War. Let's see, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Oh yeah, I saw that one. I thought I put that in my list. I guess I didn't. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That game looks real good. Let me see. Boom. Did this show up, I think, at the Microsoft presser? It looks impressive, like the visuals. But I don't do a lot of fighting games. And right now, if there is one fighting game that I'm really excited about, it's more ARMS. But I like Dragon Ball stuff. And this is more focused on the actual fighting and less on an RPG like Xenoverse 2. So I'm definitely curious for checking it out. And Bandai Namco, they can probably hook me up. So I'll check it out. Since you guys look like you're interested, I will definitely check it out. We'll see. But it looks like it's definitely a looker. But this is one of those things where you need to feel it, you know? You need to be able to feel the gameplay, see how it actually plays out. I think the 3-on-3 stuff is going to be way too chaotic. But like the animations on it are some of the best animations I've seen in a Dragon Ball game. So Fighter Z is definitely something that I should add on my list. I will definitely be checking it out once it comes out. And I will tell you guys my opinions on it. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, now I'm going through chat, so I'm not reading the latest replies. Skyrim VR, I'm not even going to talk about Skyrim VR. It's like that game's been milked to death. And the Skyrim VR version, like for the PlayStation VR, looks like it doesn't look good. Okay? Let's just put it like that. Like, I can show it to you guys. I don't want to talk too much about it. But is this a trailer? Can I get like an official trailer? I don't want to like rip it off of any... How the hell is it? This is probably just a re-upload, I'm assuming, of the original trailer, right? So... yeah. I never liked Skyrim's combat, basically. And having that combat in VR doesn't... I mean, I think having the game itself in VR and experiencing the game itself, you know, for the people that really like to do all of those side quest things and get the house and do all of these other things, I think that's going to be great for those people. But for someone like me, who mainly really enjoys combat in video games, I don't know. I look at this and I'm just like, it looks awkward. Looks weird. It's like Skyrim. So I'm not hyped. Amazingly enough, I'm not hyped for Skyrim VR at all. Let's see. Pray for the Gods. What's that? I didn't see a presentation on that. Pray for the gods. There's some old stuff. Was there anything announced during E3? No. There was nothing announced for E3. The last video made was like for PC. A torrent. It's a video with a link to a torrent. We're not going to watch that. Yeah, I don't think anything was released about Pray for the Gods, so yeah. VR is cool, but I feel like it's getting milked at this point. Sony is double dipping on it. They want to make sure that people don't feel like they purchased a PSVR and they don't have any games to play, I think. But ultimately, I've been a little bit disappointed with VR because like I was expecting Farpoint to have much more depth than it did. It was basically a corridor shooter. Sure, the story was interesting and all that, but ultimately, you know, Farpoint, you guys have full playthrough. You guys saw me play through the whole thing. It was very much a corridor shooter, so it was not impressive in the least. Days Gone, I already talked about that. State of Decay 2. Sole reason why you're buying an Xbox. If you have a PC, it's coming out to PC as well. State of Decay 2 looked interesting, but it also looked like another one of those, it looked like your generic survival game. But I don't think it's that generic because it's got like 4-player. Is it 4-player co-op or is it 4 NPCs? I don't know how that stuff works. That's the most interesting thing in State of Decay for me, was the fact that there's 4 of them. I think that was also the way it was in the first one. Looks like there's going to be some decisions that you're going to be making. But ultimately, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a very technologically developed game in a way, because like frame rate didn't look that great. The visual, the animations themselves didn't capture me. You know? And I'm a big sucker for animations. But I don't know, it still looks like a fun game. But I don't know if it's something that I'm going to be playing. Metro Exodus. Oh, that's right. I didn't check out Absolver as well. Okay, so Metro, I never got into the whole Metro thing. It's just not really my kind of game. I think I did, I played, damn it, can I find the original Metro Exodus thing? Or is that too much to ask? I guess that might be too much to ask. I'll try typing in PlayStation. Maybe we'll get it. I'm just trying to get like an official trailer, and everyone's re-uploading trailers. I'll just use MK Ice and Fire. It's probably the, yeah, this is the official trailer. It's like I've never been too much into Metro because, I don't know, it's just the whole settings feels like a very depressing game almost. Which I get it. A lot of people get into it, and there's it's got a deep story, and you got to use certain bullets as currency. It's just, I guess, the rarity of items and stuff in this game. I don't know. It kind of, I don't know. There's just something about it that I never really got into. But it seems like it's going to be really good. I can definitely respect the fact that there's going to be a lot of fans that are going to be enjoying the crap out of this. It looks amazing. This dude re-uploaded this with no quality whatsoever. Of course, the whole sequence that we see here is extremely scripted, but you got a decent idea. This one's probably going to be open world. I think the last 2 ones were more linear. So I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy this title. And it looks good. I'm going to tell you, it looks good. And for anyone that enjoys Metro, I can understand why people are super hyped about it. Let's put it like that. So yeah. And then the other one that people are asking about is actually one that should be in my list, but I completely forgot about it because it's been so many things. Let me take a look. Can we have something that's not IGN? There we go. Combat overview on PlayStation. This is 1 month ago. Is there no new footage of this deal? Go filters this week. Oh, Devolver Digital. 11 minutes of Absolver gameplay. Sure if this is an official trailer. This is GameSpot. Probably shouldn't be showing GameSpot footage on here because they're not going to like it if I do that. Let's just get this one. But Absolver is definitely something that I would advise everyone to check out. Because this is looking like a really good game. This looks like some drunken boxing style with weapons. This is a melee action game and it looks really good. I'm not sure if you guys have seen Absolver before. I guess one of the reasons it didn't make my list is because there's been so much talk about this game already. I think I've seen it like maybe as far back as 2 years ago. So they've been working on this for a while, but it looks good and it looks like a lot of fun. So this is definitely something I'll be checking out once it comes out.
The sways and stumbles quickly give way to devastating strikes in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, this is another one that you should definitely check out. August 29th, PC and PlayStation 4. I'd like to check it out on PS4 because I think this has got some multiplayer elements to it. It's got like level up. It's got RPG stuff as well. So this looks good. And I like the fact that the HUD is very minimalistic. You know what I'm saying? At least I hope it remains that way. It's a very minimalistic HUD, so that you can just really enjoy the game and like figure out how to win. I just hope it doesn't become kind of like For Honor, where after a while all you get is like the real tryhards and there's no, lower skilled people playing the game. So I hope that it doesn't evolve like that, but we'll see. Yes, the Tesla, I already talked about Destiny 2. You guys should see the extended Monster Hunter World gameplay. Where is this extended Monster Hunter World gameplay? I haven't seen any extended gameplay. There is a 4-minute thing here. That doesn't have any quality though. Could it be on Monster Hunter? Because that would maybe that would make too much sense if it was on the actual Monster Hunter channel. This is the world announcement trailer. And that's that. That's the only video on Monster Hunter World that's available there. So there's definitely an extended trailer on MK Ice and Fire. Just curious about where that trailer came from. Wait a second, this is from the Sony presentation. This is what we've seen. There's nothing new here. Yeah, there's 0 things new here. So yeah, you guys keep talking about a new extended trailer. This is it. This is the thing. Fortnite, we'll be checking it out. It's pretty close to like a month or something away. I already have access to it, but I can't show you, unfortunately. But I've played a little bit of Fortnite already, so we'll be checking that out. But yeah, this is a good one to end the show here. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be ending the show here for now. This was the E3 wrap-up special. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I had a blast bringing this show to you guys so that you guys could maybe check out some stuff that you haven't seen yet. Know my opinions on everything E3 related. And yeah, thank you guys very much for hanging out. I'm going to call today's stream here. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you all the subs, all the followers, everyone that came in. Yeah, there's no new From Software stuff. We'll be back tomorrow with more live streams. Today I'm going to be taking a break because I've been focusing way too much on all the E3 things, and I want to do a couple of analysis videos as well. So yeah, thank you guys very much for hanging out. Everybody take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.